All right, everyone, buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into Gemini AI.
It's everywhere you look, right?
Yeah.
But we're going beyond the buzzwords.
We're talking nuts and bolts, the tech specs.
Real-world examples, even some breaking news straight from Google.
Breaking news, huh? Okay, now you've got my attention.
Think it'd be a good one.
But before we get ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's lay the foundation. What is Gemini at its core?
Imagine this. A digital brain that not only gets info, but can actually do things with it.
So less like a chatbot,
Way more.
more like action-oriented AI.
Now you're getting it. It's
Yeah.
not just about understanding, it's about doing.
Okay, I like where this is going. So what makes Gemini different? What sets it apart?
Two major things. First, it's multimodal.
Multimodal, meaning
Meaning it processes info like we do. Text, images, videos, audio, the whole 9 yards. You show it a cooking video. It gets a recipe, can guide you through each step. You might recognize ingredients you've got just through your phone's camera.
Whoa, hold on. So it's like having a super-powered sous chef right there on my countertop.
You got it. It's next level stuff.
Okay, color me impressed. But you said there were two big things.
Right. Second thing, long context.
Yeah.
And I'm talking really long. How about remembering up to 2 million tokens of information?
2 million, I can barely remember my grocery list.
Most AI tools max out at a few thousand. So yeah, 2 million's a game changer.
Okay, so back up a second. Tokens. Help me wrap my head around that.
Think of them like pieces of information. Words, code, even parts of images. They all get broken down into these tokens. And the more tokens an AI can handle, the more it can remember and understand in context.
Okay, so 2 million tokens. That's
Yeah.
like having a brain that never forgets a single detail.
Exactly. Think about analyzing an entire year's worth of your team's meetings, not just one,
Mm.
or summarizing a whole textbook in seconds. Tasks that used to be impossible for AI are suddenly within reach.
Hey, now I see why everyone's freaking out. This is huge.
It is huge. And it gets even more interesting. Google's actually released a whole family of Gemini models, each designed for different tasks.
Oh, a family of AI. Okay, now I have to hear more about this.
Think of it like different personalities, different strengths. You've got your fast ones, your brainy ones, all part of the same AI family.
So, like, who are the main players? Who should we be getting to know?
Well, the two making the biggest splash right now are Gemini Flash and Gemini Pro. Think Flash is like the quick-witted one, built for speed.
So, instant gratification AI. I like it. What kind of things is Flash good at?
Need a quick email drafted? Want an instant translation? Flash is your guy. Super responsive, lightning fast. Perfect for those everyday tasks that we all wish we could just automate away.
Okay, I can see the appeal there. No more agonizing over emails. Sign me up. But what about Pro? That's the one with the massive memory, right?
That's the one. Pro is the brainiac of the family. Designed for complex reasoning, handling those huge data sets we talked about earlier, analyzing scientific papers, crunching financial models. Pro eats that stuff up for breakfast. It's where that 2 million token long context really shines.
It's almost like having a team of super-powered interns at your beck and call, each with their own specialty.
Right. And the best part is we're just scratching the surface of what these models can do.
It's a lot to take in, but this is seriously tool stuff. But honestly, all this tech talk is great, but I'm dying to know, what can Gemini actually do, like in the real world?
You and me both. And trust me, the real-world applications are where things get really exciting. We've got some mind-blowing examples lined up of companies already putting Gemini to work.
Okay, you've convinced me. Let's dive into these real-world applications and see what Gemini is capable of. What's the first one that comes to mind?
All right, let's talk Snap. They're using Gemini in their My AI chatbot, and it's already turning heads.
My AI, yeah, I've seen that. What's the big deal? Are people really using AI chatbots on social media?
Oh, more than you'd think. And with Gemini, it's not just about spitting out canned responses, you know? It's different.
Different how?
It's multimodal, remember?
Yeah.
So it actually gets the nuances of online communication, like how people really talk.
So it's not just like analyzing keywords, it understands the whole vibe.
Exactly. And the results. Snap's seeing over twice as much engagement compared to their old chatbot.
Whoa, double the engagement. That's huge. Okay, but let's move beyond the social media world for a sec.
Sure.
How are companies using Gemini to actually help people, work smarter,
Right.
get things done?
Now that's where it gets really interesting. One example that blew my mind, Cost Plus Drugs.
Cost plus drugs. Okay.
They're using Gemini right in their Gmail. And get this, their employees are saving an average of 5 hours per week.
5 hours a week? That's like an extra day off every month. What's the magic trick?
It's all about automation, my friend. Gemini is taking care of those little tasks that eat up our day, summarizing long email threads, drafting responses, even digging through documents for you.
So no more spending an hour crafting the perfect email reply.
Exactly. Think bigger. Imagine being an analyst for the LA Rams, right? Using Gemini to go through hours of game footage, finding those patterns that our human eyes might miss.
Now that's what I'm talking about. This is next level stuff.
It is, and the craziest part, we're just getting started.
It's a lot to take in, for sure. Speaking of which, you mentioned breaking news before. Something about Gemini's price.
Oh yeah, almost forgot. Big news from Google. They just announced a major price drop for Gemini Pro.
Wait, seriously? A price drop? That's almost unheard of in the tech world. Usually it's the opposite.
I know, right? But it gets even better. They also announced some serious speed boosts to the models.
Hold on, a price drop and a performance upgrade. What's the catch?
No catch. This is huge news. It means Gemini is about to become way more accessible. More startups, more researchers, everyone can get in on this.
So it's like that moment when a new technology goes from like a luxury to something everyone can afford.
Exactly. And those speed boosts.
Yeah.
Faster innovation, better models, new applications popping up left and right. It's about to get wild.
Okay, now I'm really excited. This feels like a turning point. But if we take a step back for a second,
Sure.
What's the key takeaway here for our listeners, especially those who are new to this whole AI thing?
I'd say this. We're witnessing a tech shift as big as the early days of the internet. This isn't just cool gadgets, it's changing everything.
It's like we're standing on the edge of something completely new. But before we get lost in the future, Let's bring it back down to earth for a sec. More real-world examples. What else have you got?
Okay, how about this? Volkswagen. They're using Gemini in their car manuals.
Car manuals. Okay, now that sounds practical.
And imagine this. You're driving along, warning light pops up on your dashboard. No idea what it means, right?
Oh, tell me about it. I usually just end up Googling cryptic car symbols and hoping for the best.
Not anymore. With Gemini, you just point your phone at the dashboard, ask it about a warning light, and bam, instant answer, plain English.
No more deciphering those tiny symbols in the back of a 500-page manual. Okay, I can get behind that.
See, making tech work for us. But it's not all fun and games, of course.
Right. Gemini's got some serious power behind it. What about the bigger picture?
Exactly. One of the most important uses, fighting misinformation. There's this nonprofit, Full Fact. They're using Gemini to tackle fake news head on.
Man, that is so important, especially these days, right? It feels like every time I turn around, there's a new wave of misinformation to watch out for.
It's overwhelming, right? And that's where having AI like Gemini is huge. It can analyze information on a scale we just can't. Way faster.
Like having a super-powered fact-checker working 24/7.
Exactly. So we can focus on, the human stuff.
Makes it feel a bit safer. We've covered a lot of ground here, from chatbots to, what was it, asteroid hunting?
Don't forget the LA Rams.
Oh yeah, the Rams. See, even I'm forgetting stuff already. But seriously, is there anything Gemini can't do?
Okay, let's not get carried away. Gemini's powerful, sure, but it's still early days.
Right.
There are things it's just not meant for. And the tech's still got room to grow,
Okay, good point. Easy to get swept up in the hype.
But
still, even with that in mind, the range of what we're seeing it do is, wow.
Totally. And every day there's something new. Like, did you see what PMA's doing? They're using Gemini for their online store, but in a clever way.
PUMA, the sneaker company.
Yep. They're using Gemini's image stuff, the generation capabilities, to actually customize product photos on their site.
Okay, how does that work?
So let's say you're browsing their site from, London.
Okay.
You might see different product images than someone in, say, Tokyo.
Whoa, really?
Yep. It tailors the experience, makes it feel more local, more relevant.
That's wild. So it's not just about, swapping out languages anymore. It's the whole vibe.
Precisely. And it's working. PMA seeing higher click-through rates, more engagement, all because of that personalized touch.
That's incredible. It's like AI is becoming this creative partner,
Yeah.
helping us do things we couldn't even imagine before.
100%. It's an exciting time to be paying attention to this stuff, that's for sure. If this is where we're at now, imagine a year, 5 years down the line. It's mind-blowing, really.
No kidding. It's been a wild ride exploring Gemini with you today. Thanks for breaking it all down for us.
Anytime. Glad we could geek out together.
That's what the deep dive is all about. For everyone listening, we'll have links to everything we talked about in the show notes so you can do your own deep dive.
And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Experiment, try things out. That's how the real magic happens.
He's right. All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. Until next time, stay curious.